In all kinds of weather, we all stick together for FLORIDA. We got some stuff to ramble about, Gator fans. So we have been humbled, Gator Nation. We had our sights set on the next Nick Saban 2.0 Lane Kiffin. We thought it was a done deal. They pulled the rug out from us, pulled the rug out from under us at the last minute. And now we got head football coach John Sumrall, and it stings, you know. And all the last 48 hours, I've seen the post from different pages on Facebook and all the laugh reacts, and I'm like, we deserve it. We deserve all the laugh reacts that we can get. We deserve to be laughed at. But, you know, there's a way to handle this, a proper way and a not proper way. And I'm going to tell you how I'm going to choose to handle it. Because we can sit here and whine and cry. We got another Billy Napier 2.0. Sunbelt Billy. So it'll be like, not technically Sunbelt Sumrall because Tulane is not in the Sunbelt Conference, but you get the idea. But here's the deal. If you go into this, and it's okay to be disappointed, it's okay to be mad. Those are fine things to feel. That's how I feel. But if you go into it like, this is crap, I'm not going to watch this crap, he's going to fail. If you go into it already bashing him and thinking it's going to fail, then you may look like a genius when it does do that. If it does that. In a couple years, 3 years time, we're all screaming fire Sumrall, then you will have proven your point. However, if you go into it thinking this dude's a failure, he's going to be a bust, he ain't going to do nothing, and then in 3 years, we're kicking ass and taking names, then you're going to look like an idiot. So, I'm going to take the approach of not doing either one of those things. I'm just going to, okay, you know, I don't get to decide who the coach is. The coach has been decided on. Might not be my first choice, but I don't have any say in the matter. All I can do is hold on and ride along. So we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. My expectations are not super high, but I will give him the benefit of the doubt. See what he can do. And then, say in 3 years, it don't work out, and we're showing him the door, and be like, yeah, I didn't really think this was going to work out, and it has not worked out. Or you can be like, oh, okay, we're going to slam into the back of a truck. But in 3 years, if he's, you know, doing the things we want him to do, then you'd be like, okay, I was pleasantly surprised by this. Because here's the thing. Every coach that has been great started off from the bottom. There was no coach whose first head coaching, well, I might be wrong. I don't know all of history, okay, for college football. But there was no coach whose first coaching job was the head coach at a big program. It just don't work that way. You got to start from the bottom and work your way up. Urban did that, Spurrier did that, Saban did that, blah, 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 the list goes on. Now we know, people are just ridiculous today. Now we know that when you're coming from a lower tier school like Tulane into an SEC school, we know that typically it don't work out. We know that. That's the evidence, the overwhelming evidence that we have when we are disappointed by this lackluster hire. But it might be a small chance, but there is a chance that this dude becomes the next big deal, the next great thing. We don't know. Evidence would suggest no. But it has happened, obviously. There would be no coaches out there with natties if it never happened. But we all know who the blame is, and it's Scott Strickland. But we can't do nothing about that at the moment. But I can guarantee you, my personal intuition tells me that this will be the last football coach that Strickland gets to hire. Because if this guy don't work out, Strickland's gone too. So it's okay. I saw a comment, just to ramble, because that's the point of the show. Well, Gator fans just have two unrealistic expectations. Is winning football games unrealistic? Because I don't understand. When I see that, I don't understand. We want to win football games like any other team out there. Y'all just have unrealistic expectations. I don't think winning is unreal. I don't think beating Kentucky or Tennessee or USF, I don't think those are unrealistic expectations. Now maybe they're talking about some fans that's like, oh, we want a natty in the first year. That might be unrealistic. Okay, I'll give you that. But that's not, I don't know any Gator fans that think that any coach, even Kiffin, I don't even think there was any fan saying, well, Kiffin's going to come in here, we're going to win a natty the first year. I don't think anybody was thinking that. Maybe. I just want to win the games we're supposed to win. If we lose to Georgia, obviously we don't want to do that. But if we lose to Georgia or Alabama, whatever, we go, okay, well, kind of not a shocker there the first few years. But if we're losing who's on our schedule next year? Campbell and FIU, I think, is on our schedule next year. If we come out and lose to FIU, there might be a problem with that. But anyway, the fact of the matter is, we don't gotta like it, but John Sumrall is our coach now. And he's bringing in Dave Caldwell, which is another, I don't know about that. If you're a Gator fan and you're not familiar with Dave Caldwell, I am a Jaguar fan and I am quite familiar with Dave Caldwell. And he didn't work out as our general manager too good in Jacksonville. But, people can redeem themselves. Maybe he has done that. And maybe the job of a college GM is a little bit easier than that of an NFL GM. I don't know. We'll see. We know Sumrall is a defensive coach. That's his jam. whoever he brings in as offensive coordinator is going to be critical. Because if he brings in some dude that's like Billy Napier Jr., that's going to be a problem. But we're getting laughed at, and it sucks. But that's part of college football. If the shoe was on the other foot, we'd be laughing at them. Plus, we got plenty of reasons to laugh at Florida State. Because they lost to us, and we were terrible. And we mopped the floor with them. Take time today to reach out to your Florida State friends and just make sure that they remember that we whooped their ass on Saturday. So, moral of the story: calm down. Don't be talking a bunch of stuff that'll come back to haunt you in a couple years. When you're 3 years from now, we're playing in the, just saying maybe. Say 3 years from now, we're playing in the playoffs, making a run, and we're like, yeah, we're about to punch a some gun in the mouth. And somebody's come back like, wait a minute, weren't you 3 years ago saying this guy was going to be garbage? So let's just play it cool. There ain't nothing we can do about it. Give the guy a chance, see what he has. He's not Billy Napier in most regards. Like, Billy Napier was Eeyore. That's what Dan Hicken called him. Eeyore. He was no excitement, nothing on the sidelines. Him getting mad, screaming. Like, that is exactly what John Sumrall is. I've seen clips of it. So he's gonna have some fire. And I hear that he's flexible. Like, if something ain't working, he's more than willing to change it, which obviously Napier was not. So those are some good things in his favor. He likes to attack the portal, I hear. These are all things I hear. We don't know until we see them. But the only option we have is to just give him a chance to see what happens. And at least we can say that if he doesn't work out and he gets fired, that Scott Strickland is probably going with him. So we got that going for us. Anyway, appreciate y'all listening to me ramble. Comment below what you think of this John Sumrall hire. And let me know how you're playing it. I don't want to be a Disney gator. Them Disney gators out there talking about everything that happens is good. It's good. It's all right. I'm a gator no matter what. Well, you can be a gator no matter what and still have some criticism. You don't have to be blind. Anyway, appreciate y'all listening to me ramble. Comment below what you think of the Sumrall hire, and we'll catch you in the next one.